Chapter 2. How to find probate properties. In the past, a real estate agent would find out about a probate property listing opportunity by word of mouth, intimate knowledge of a person who is near death or dying, reading the obituaries, getting referrals from an attorney, or going to the courthouse steps and waiting for the probates to be registered. Word of mouth can be very effective when it comes to probate because, in a way, it is a referral. The problem with word of mouth is how often does someone call you and tell you that Mrs. Johnson on 19th Street just passed away. This word of mouth is very reliable, but not very frequent. Let's say you have intimate knowledge that a person will pass soon. How comfortable are you walking up to your cousin Mike and saying, "Hey, sorry that your mom will die soon, but here's my card"? Not very likely. Reading the obituaries is a common practice for old-school real estate agents and investors. They always say robbers rob banks because that's where the money is. People looking for people who just died will read the obits. It makes perfect sense, but has one major flaw. More often than not, the estate's executor does not live with the deceased. How do you find out who the executor is? We guess you could go to the wake and ask around, "Hey, who will be the executor for this sweet old lady?" Again, not the best practice. Getting referrals from attorneys or other sources with confidential information can work, but the flow of information is slow. How many probate cases does the one attorney you have a relationship with actually work in a year? Probably not all that many. So, like word of mouth, this method is pretty reliable, but not all that frequent. Lastly, you can go to the courthouse, wait for the probate cases to be registered, or check the newspaper for hearing announcements. Hearing announcements will not indicate the name or contact information of the executor, so if you want this information, you'll have to visit the courthouse to access this information physically. Most real estate agents might go through the courthouse process once or twice, but they tend to move on to less time-intensive opportunities. Nowadays, there's a much easier way, and that is by getting leads from a reputable probate lead service. Once you understand their program and the process, you will agree that our method is far more profitable and easier to utilize than the other options mentioned above. Other less reputable services may offer you leads, but only provide the contact information for the deceased. Negotiating with someone dead tends to end up being a one-sided conversation. If you don't have contact information for the executor, you don't have all that much. A reputable probate lead service will go to the courthouse for you, gather all of the information required, and then send it to you based on your subscription details. Visit the web and search for Probate Lead Services and the most current subscription packages and costs being offered. Basically, you can have all of the information needed to pursue a probate listing for just dollars per lead.